Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to a teardown of a Wi-Fi Pineapple Pager. So the reason that I'm doing this video is to provide some feedback to the Hack5 group because it's a very interesting product. It's the first Wi-Fi Pineapple that I own since, actually any Hack5 product that I own since Wi-Fi Pineapple 4. And I really like to see a version 2 of these coming next year, hopefully. And some of the design flaws that I see in this one in regards to pricing and how the device is built, because for the same price you can get so much better products that I'll talk about in a bit. One of the things that we really like about this device is how easy and simple it is to do. You put your scripts under and you don't need a secondary device. You can just use this keyboard to go in there and run your payloads much easier, much simpler. But if you're trying to do this discreetly as part of your job, well, of course, you cannot throw this in a backpack because it heats up. So if you want to open it up, of course, you would remove the back panel here. If you have this attached, just push on the lever and it opens up. And I really like the possibility of them adding an option to add 3D printed stuff on it. Then you're gonna remove this screw from here. And of course, you're gonna be able to pull the battery out from the corner down there. You might need to use a small screwdriver like what I have with a flathead. And then you go with either nails or some pry tool and you go around this, and you're gonna need to make sure that you don't break these. If you try to do this, most probably they are gonna break. Here on that side, mines are fine, but yeah, I will just glue that part together. And then when you get to here, this is screwed down. So you're gonna have what is it, 4 screws here, 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 and there. I think that you have to open up. These are just Phillips screws. So using something like this, you'll be able to open it. And then this is where we get to what I don't like about the design. So here what you have is, well, the screen itself is attached from this side, probably glued in, and this ribbon is coming out and attaching to right there. This big thermal paste is right there, not on top of these chips, but on the back of them to transfer the heat directly to the screen, which we don't like. And then these are the buttons that you see on the front. So this is the front side of the device. The screen goes on top, and you have this thick thermal pad transferring the heat to the screen. And then on the back, you have this thing right here, this copper plate right there, and this thing between these two chips. Now, I'll put the specs of these chips because I was able to zoom in with the camera and read it. You have a MediaTek chip under for the operating system. You have another Wi-Fi antenna. Then you have NTP time server. One of these, I think it's this one, that is the RAM, and the other one is a eMMC storage. It would be super nice if they gave us more than 4 gig, or at least give us a micro SD option, because of course, if you know, with other Wi-Fi Pineapples, we always missed storage, miss swap storage, or just miss performance in general. Now, one of the other cool things about this is that one of these chips is also converting this USB Type-C to Ethernet. So if you have an Ethernet to Type-C, you can be able to plug this either to a router or a computer and use it like that. You have the antennas connected here that goes there. You see 2.4 gigahertz 1, 2.4 gigahertz 2, and then you have Wi-Fi 1 and 2 that are probably the ones that do 5G as well. You're using the Wi-Fi chips as the main Wi-Fi, and then the second one on the main chips itself running as the secondary. So the reason that I opened this up, and I'm kind of disappointed with this system, is I want to put proper heat sinks on top of each of these chips properly, and then use some big proper antennas, something like, here's the Wi-Fi Pineapple Mark IV, something like this, and build a 3D printed case on top of that. I'm not a designer, so I'm gonna have a little bit of a hard time designing a case for this, but that's what I want to do, because I mean, in this stage, this device feels unusable. It's cool for learning experience about how to hack, how to prevent hacks, things like that. But with the way that this device heats up, it's a missed opportunity. Second, for the battery, because these are batteries that you can get on AliExpress, this one is a 2000 milliamp battery. I'm planning to upgrade the case, have it something a little bit, maybe double the size thick, and have maybe a 4000 or 5000 milliamp battery for this. So you're gonna have a very robust device, and then I'm planning to use it just off the smartphone. And the reason that I say this device is really not worth it for the price, especially for someone, for example, like me, who's based in Canada, you're already doing a currency conversion of $300 US, 320 by the time that the discount goes off, plus the shipping to ship to Canada, and plus $70 that you're gonna pay for the tariff and fees. But what you can get for alternative is something like a Banana Pi R4. With that, not only you get Wi-Fi 7, but also you get 2.4 gigabit Ethernet. And the reason that I feel that device like a Banana Pi R4 is much better product is because roughly for someone in Canada, the cost is the same. Yes, it's a bigger device, but this Wi-Fi Pineapple Pager not having Wi-Fi 7 is a missed opportunity, especially for a case that you're, for example, penetration testing at airports with high traffic. Well, you want to, for example, do this test where you have a lot of people connected to you, and then you're just, for example, changing every single picture to a picture of some meme, right? To show that the network is hackable and the Wi-Fi is not secured properly. With Wi-Fi 6, you are not having as much of a throughput to have devices connected to you and also connected out. In terms of your speed and gigabit per second, you're missing a lot of opportunity on the Wi-Fi 7. And second, no Ethernet jack. Of course, with a dongle, you can do that. The RAM is not too much. The storage 4 gigabit is not enough. So I really put this product not necessarily as a product to use for someone who's using it as a penetration tester job. I really put this as someone who's like me, who's a software engineer, but who's an enthusiast into the security field, which can look at this, run different scripts on it, and just learn about it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you guys want to work with me somehow, and well, of course, I'm going to be able to put the heat sinks on top of this, but then to be able to design some sort of a device that sits on top of this, and to be able to have antenna screws in on top of it. So anyone who has a little bit more experience than me with 3D modeling software like Blender, because that's what I use to model, feel free to write a comment under this video, and let's make this Wi-Fi Pineapple Pager to the best product possible that it can be. And the reason that I like to say that I'm very disappointed is because the people behind Hack5, they've been there since forever. I remember being 12 years old, and even to this day, they haven't aged one bit. They're in the field, they're there every day, and I feel like they're smart enough people to be able to think about things like this. And I'm pretty sure they have. It's just they might have different reasonings about why they went with this random thermal paste, or why they went with such a small battery in there. Thank you all for watching, and leave any feedback under the video.